All right, we're finally ready to get this started. Now we just need to decide how we're going to work this out. The first rule is going to be a pain. Frey is actually Phantom Thief B. I think I would rather die than be that man. The one where we can only ask questions about things that happened after we all split up after being on the bridge. Maybe it's Gaius. Gaius didn't have his bird with him. That was really weird. I'm sure his bird is a bird of culture and wouldn't want to hang out with Phantom Thief B. Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for that, this would be a fairly simple matter. True. I doubt he'd know what we had for dinner yesterday, for example, but all of us would. Which means that rule exists so he has plenty of time to savor the enjoyment before we work out the answer. Ugh, give me a break. So, which one of us is he pretending to be then? I don't really like having to doubt each other like this. He did say his intention was to test our bonds. I suppose this is one way to do that. Watch none of us be Phantom Thief B, and he's just being a jerk who wants to see us all turn on ourselves. You worked something out, Reed? I wish. So far, I've got nothing. How about you? Same here. Maybe we should give everyone a pat down. What? I guess that's not technically in violation of any rules. Then I see no harm in doing so. But don't worry. I'll handle the girls. Reen can do the boys. Well, I suppose that's fine then. You seem strangely reluctant. I thought so. You're him, aren't you? What do you mean you thought so? If you ask me, you're more likely to be the rat. Although, frankly, I find it hard to believe that any imitation could capture the sheer arrogance that seeps from your every pore. I take it back. I find it equally ludicrous to think any imposter could duplicate your ability to overreact to the slightest provocation. Well, looks like these two are the same as ever. I think we're letting ourselves get a bit sidetracked, though. Yeah, let's get on with those pat-downs. The 8 of them split into 2 groups, with Reen and Fee conducting the pat-downs. Well, that didn't get us anywhere. What should we do next? Maybe ask everyone what they did after we split up earlier? Yeah, that's probably the best place to start. No, I have to try to remember where they all were. I didn't get to finish exploring the 3rd floor, though. Or whatever number floor. 2nd floor? Whatever floor has the kitchens. Yeah, it's probably the best place to start. That way, we can piece together the day's events and see if any testimonies stand out as odd. So let's see. All right, Elliot, talk to me. You were practicing by yourself with your orbital staff, I think. So Elliot, can you tell us what you've been up to? Well, I went down to the factory area with Machias because we wanted to make a few tweaks to our weapons. After that, Machias was still taking care of some stuff, but I hopped on the elevator and left. I headed to the arts training room to see how the modifications went, and that's basically it. I don't remember if I saw Machias or not today. Right. So you went to the factory, got some weapon adjustments, then went to test out your staff. And Machias was with you initially, so he'll at least be able to verify that the first part happened. Gotcha. Thanks, Elliot. All right, let's ask someone else then. How about it, Machias? Can you tell us what you've been doing? Of course. First, I stopped by the factory area in the hold with Elliot to have some adjustments made to our weapons. Elliot finished up first and left, while I stuck around waiting for my shotgun. About half an hour later, I finally left the hold as well and dropped by the game room, where I ran into none other than Eustace. We even ended up playing a fairly simple game of billiards, too. We were still playing when all of this trouble happened. So you started a friendly game of billiards just like that? Aw, you're such good friends. We are not. Anyway, thanks for giving us your account, Machias. I never made it to the game room, though. All right, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us about what you've been up to, Eustace? Certainly. First, I went to the close combat training room where I sparred for a while with Gaius. After practicing for a while, we parted ways, after which I went to the game room. I was there roughly 30 minutes before Regnitz wandered in to break my peaceful reverie. He was being his usual noisy self, so I figured I'd shut him up by besting him at a game of billiards. You just have to go and make yourself sound superior, don't you? Whoa, take it easy there, guys. Seems to add up with Machias' testimony. Yeah, thanks, Eustace. All right, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us what you were up to, Gaius? First, I swung by the close combat training room where Eustace and I went a couple rounds. Eventually, we both left the room and headed to the elevator together. I was the first to get off at the 3rd floor. From the elevator, I headed straight out to the front deck to enjoy the feeling of the breeze in my hair. So you trained with Eustace, then went to the front deck. Thanks for your testimony, guys. He didn't say wind in those sentences. He has not said wind at all today. Very suspicious. All right, let's ask someone else then. What were you up to during that time, Elisa? Well, I was hanging around with Milliam for a while. We were sitting and talking at one of the tables on the 3rd floor hall. After a while, she remembered she had to do something and left. I stayed there, and pretty soon after that, Princess Alphen passed by and invited me into the royal room. That's it, I think. So you were with the princess. Thanks, Elisa. That's a big help. All right, let's ask someone else then. What am I supposed to be learning from this? Can you tell us what you were doing, Lara? I can, though I'm afraid there's really not much to tell. After everyone dispersed, I chose to remain behind on the bridge, observing the crew at work. Oh, really? There's not really any point in inquiring further then. Thanks, Lara. All right, let's ask someone else then. Can you tell us how you spent that time, Emma? Well, actually, I was with Fee the entire time. You were? Yep, she was. Celine was there too. They were both nearby when the lights went out too, so I'd have a hard time believing it's Emma. Right, Fee's got no reason to lie, but we are dealing with Fee here, so we can't be 100% certain it isn't Emma. What were you doing together then? Well, first we went to the reference room so I could investigate something. After that, we went to the kitchen. Does that all check out, Fee? Yep, all of it. Maybe we're all Phantom Thief, Fee. All of us, collectively. Okay then, thanks, Emma. All right, let's ask someone else then. So, Milliam, can you tell us what you were up to during the time in question? Sure. Well, first I was hanging out with Elisa at one of the tables in the 3rd floor hallway. We were just sitting around talking though. But then I remembered my bear. Your bear? I got him from Gramps, and I finally got him back from his train while we were in Ruhr. Anyway, I forgot I hadn't put him somewhere nice yet, so I went straight to the nap room to plop him down there. Oh yeah, that's where I ran into you earlier, isn't it? Thanks, William. Well, that's everyone. Still, just asking everyone individually may not be enough to prove anything. Someone could be lying. You've got a point. It might be good to get info about what people were doing from someone other than themselves. Maybe we could ask everyone if they saw anyone else? Oh, now that you mention it, that's a good idea. Thanks for the tip, Fee. It's what assistants do. True enough. In that case. Oh my god. You said you went down to the factory area with Machias, right? Then you went to the arts training room. Did you happen to spot anyone besides Machias during all of that? Oh, actually I did. On the way to the arts training room, I passed by Eustace and Gaius together and said hi to them. Oh, right. I may as well take this opportunity to answer for myself. I saw no one other than Elliot and those I've already specified. As for me, I saw Elisa sitting alone at one of the tables on the 3rd floor when I went down there. Assuming everything we heard earlier is true, I must have been there after Milliam left and before Princess Alphen arrived. Oh, right. Like it's a few people out of the way then. Okay, let's ask the next person. When did this game turn into Danganronpa? That's what I'm asking. I don't want to think this much today. If you ask them in the ideal order, you unlock a certain item. Oh, no way in heck is that going to happen. Okay. I was gonna say, that is insanity. But it is something this game would do if we're being real. But welcome to stream, Larsa. All right, Machias, hit me. What have you got? You met with Elliot and Eustace, right, Machias? Did you happen to spot anyone else while you were going about your business? I did, actually. I noticed Emma and Fee as I entered the game room. What about Celine? Did you see the cat? That must have been when they were headed to the kitchen area. So you saw Emma and Fee entering the kitchen. Got it. I didn't realize anyone had seen us going there. Same. I must have let my guard down. There's no need to feel bad about that. You were just walking around the Courageous, not infiltrating a secret base. I want you to know I've already forgotten who the guys have cleared, by the way. That's already left my mind. You said you sat and talked with Milliam for a while before she left, then later you were invited into the royal room, right? That's right, yeah. Other than them, I did see Gaius pass through after Milliam left. That must have been when he was on his way to the front deck to enjoy the wind or whatever. That's all though. I didn't see anyone else. All right, thanks. What a mean way to describe what Gaius was doing. The wind or whatever. Fake friend. You said you stayed on the bridge after everyone else left, right, Laura? Indeed, and of course it follows that I saw none of our other classmates after that, nor did they see me. Liar, I talked to you. Fair enough. Yeah, not much that we can do about that. But I spoke to you. Emma, you went to the reference room, then to the kitchen, right? And Fee was with you the whole time, right? You didn't see anyone else while you were wandering around, did you? You could answer this one, right? Of course, we did, yeah. While we were on our way to the kitchen, we saw Eustace enter the game room. I didn't see anyone else, though. Did you see Eustace, Fee? Yep. That's a relief. Just knowing that isn't conclusive proof that LeBlanc isn't masquerading as Emma, but oh well. I feel like we're just learning the same things we learned the previous time we went through all of these options. So after you finished talking with Elisa, you went up to the nap room, right, Milliam? Did you see anyone other than Elisa during all of this? Nope, not a soul. Now I wish I'd stayed there, though. Then I might have gotten invited to see Princess Alphen, too. Well, never mind that for now. Well, I think that's all we're gonna get. Wait, but which bunk did you put the bear on? Because I remember it was the top right bunk. But do you remember? Okay, we've asked everyone here what they did and if they saw anyone else while they were doing it. Want to go over it all again? No? Yeah, let's do that. Oh my god. First, the places where everyone started out were, if I remember correctly, Elliot and Machias were at the Orbital Factory on the 1st floor. Eustace and Gaius were in the close combat training room on the 4th floor. Elisa and Milliam were at one of the tables in the third floor hallway. Finally, Emma and I were in the reference room on the second floor. Aside from Laura, who has no alibi, all of them were in groups of 2. True, which means everything you just listed is likely to be genuine. As for what they did afterward, though, we'll go over that now. Elliot left the Orbital Factory before Machias did, then went to the arts training room alone, which would have required the elevator. On the way there, he also met Gaius and Eustace. Yep. After that, Gaius says he went to the deck on the 3rd floor. And Eustace went to the game room on the 2nd floor. That's right. And on my way there, I saw Elisa alone on the 3rd floor hallway. That means I must have already left for the nap room by then. Yeah. Next up is Machias. About 30 minutes after Elliot left the factory room, he finished his business there as well and headed to the game room. That does seem to mesh with my own experience, since seeing as I was in the room alone for some time before he arrived. Yeah, then as I was walking to the game room, I noticed Emma and Fee walking into the kitchen. I don't see how that's possible. Emma and Fee saw Eustace going into the game room, which was 30 minutes before Machias. Machias shouldn't have been able to see them, right? As for Emma and Fee themselves, we started out in the reference room, as I mentioned earlier, but eventually we moved on to the kitchen. Can't remember exactly how long we spent in the reference room though, but as we left and we're on our way to the kitchen, we saw Eustace heading into the game. There's no way Machias could have seen them then. Well, that's everyone. So the answer is Machias, right? Any idea who our guilty party is? Yeah, I've got a good idea now. You do? You're cool sometimes, Reen, but just sometimes. Could you share your idea with us then? Gladly. The one who's actually Phantom Thief B in disguise is none other than, it has to be Machias. It's the only one that makes sense. You, Machias. Why me? What's your evidence? Well, Machias said he saw you and Emma enter the kitchen area, right? But if he did, where does that leave Emma's testimony? You mean the fact that she saw Eustace enter the game room? That's right. Those 2 testimonies are at odds with each other. After all, Eustace said Machias came to the game room roughly 30 minutes after he himself arrived, right? That's correct. Which means, exactly, there's no way Machias could have seen Emma and Fee when he claims he did. It's just not possible. And there's no way Fee wouldn't have noticed Machias of all people. Well, you say that. But what if it's Emma who's in the wrong? But Fee backed her up. Fee also said that she saw Eustace. It's true our testimonies contradict each other, yes, but why assume mine is more suspect? Because Emma wasn't the only one who saw Eustace, I did too. See, I am a genius. Which makes you our #1 suspect. Indubitably, my dear Fee, the doppelganger right in our midst is none other than Machias, I'm sure of it. The game is up, Phantom Thief B. Show yourself.
Well reasoned, my friends. A fine deduction, if I say so myself. You are correct. I am Phantom Thief B.
Thank you for making this a lot less annoying than all of your other nonsense has been. I can scarcely believe my eyes. He got us good. I'm impressed you were able to discern the truth from picking up on such a small inconsistency. Well, it was the only inconsistency, so, you know. Or perhaps I extend too generous a hand in helping you along after all. Helping us along? So, your suspicious testimony was deliberate then? Spare us your cape-fluttering theatrics and just tell us where Machias is. The game's over. Such a lively rejoinder. All I shall say is the narrow storehouse.
But adieu, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to meeting you again on a new stage one day.
Why are only half of his lines voiced? Okay, bye. How does he do that? Never mind that now. We need to rescue Machias. At least he didn't make the clue all hard and stuff. Yeah, I can't think of anywhere other than the storage room on the 3rd floor that would fit that description. Let's go dig him out, I guess. That guy needs better things to do with his time. Poor Machias. I'm sure Eustace is loving this moment, though. Ouch. I only wish I could have been there when you were captured just to see the look on your face. You look a bit tied up, Machias. Stop gawking and untie me. According to guidelines, picking Emma will give you just 1 AP on the latest Japanese patch. Was Emma suspicious? That's funny. With Machias saved, everyone else set about trying to find Phantom Thief B. Unsurprisingly, he was nary to be found. Nary to be found. I guess. Still, they had at least managed to avoid any harm from his antics, so for the most part, all was well that ended well. I mean, I have a headache now, but sure. Oh, and he gave us his cape. Delightful. All right, well, I just wanted to talk to the people on that floor, so back to what we were doing before we were rudely interrupted by a psychopath.